Alright, what's going on, guys? It's my cousin back here again, topping with blue hybrid, but we got some spice.
Yeah. No worries, guys. So this is a deck I've been testing for maybe a week or so since I've been testing EX2. I won a locals with it undefeated. I actually only lost one game in that locals. I'll talk about my matchups a little bit later, but we'll just get through the deck. More or less, it's a Gabubond deck with a couple of EX2 cards and also like a blue hybrid package inside as well. So we'll do Digitama first. I got 4 Upamons, 1 Kiaramon. Upamon's great. It's a quick draw. I think it's the best egg for this. Most people on pure blue hybrids will probably run that, but generally in blue hybrid you normally have rookies that stay on field like Madoki Betamon, and then you get the value off the Kiaramon by stripping every turn to get that. Whereas you're being a little bit more aggressive with this deck and swinging more, so I feel like the Upamon's the better egg. So that's all I have to really say about that. Obviously, if you know Upamon, it's a really great egg. I'm gonna go through this deck in its packages. So I'll go through the Bond package first and why I think the cards for the Bond, that whole what kind of constitutes the Bond package. So the first 4 cards for that are these 4 Gabumon here. If you're not familiar with it, this is probably one of the main this is the Gabumon that you want to put your Bond on top. The main reason for that is it gets you an extra unsuspend. So Gabubond itself attacks twice. This lets you attack 3 times. And as you'll see with some of the option cards we got, attacking 3 times, you can get lethal from 4 or 5 security sometimes. So having this for your Bond is pretty critical. So you want to save this until in your raising area until you have your Bond and your combo ready. Alright. The next one is this Gabumon. Now this is the Gabumon you probably want to play early on in the game, and then put a champion on top of it to get some more draws. So the idea of this Gabumon has inheritable. You flip when you attack, you flip top 3 and add a Gabumon or a tamer to your hand. So obviously we're a hybrid deck. We've got a lot of tamers. We also have a lot of Gabumons, and the Gabubond itself is a hit off this.
Yep.
So generally you want to turn 1, you want to place this down, put one of your champions on top, start swinging with it, and start finding your combo pieces, because that's kind of what you want to do early on. All right. The last set of Gabumons we play is just BT1 Gabumon. Not much to say here. Look, it's a 3 cost on play, draw 1. It's just a good card.
It's just good.
Cycle, and it is a Gabumon as well.
Yep.
All right. That's pretty much all the rookies in the deck. So just those 12 Gabumons. This deck list is pretty tight. I'd like to run more rookies, but there's just not a lot of space.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, onto one of the new cards is Leomon. I think this card's amazing.
I thought you were playing 3. You're going up to 4.
No, I'm playing 4. Yeah,
Best card.
So Leomon's a really good champion. You really wanted a really good one to have underneath this Gabumon that I showed before. So what its main effect is, it's a blocker while you have a tamer in play. There's a lot of tamers in this deck, as we'll get through. But its main effect is on deletion, gain 2 memory, draw 1 card. So more or less, you can promote this, swing in, have Upamon as well, draw off the Upamon, flip top 3, add a Gabumon. Most of the time 4K is going to die in security, gain 2 memory and draw another card. It's one of the craziest turn 2 plays I've ever seen.
That's
and
big.
In a deck that really needs to draw into its combo pieces, it's just nuts. So in the Imperial Digimon matchups, you want to use this a little bit more aggressively. So like I said, put this on this Gabumon, swing it in, want it to die, start drawing your pieces. Against yellow hybrid or decks, the reason you want to get value off this is in Imperial Digimon is Paladimon will bottom deck this.
Yep.
So you want to swing with it quickly. Against other matchups, you can just have it sitting out there as a blocker, and you just dare your opponent to attack. Because it's almost like having a hammer spark insecurity on your field.
Yeah.
If they're sitting at 1, you're really making them think about attacking, because if you block with that, it just goes to your turn.
Yeah.
And you get to draw a card as well. So I think
pretty good.
I've seen a few people run this list at only 2. I really like it at 4, but I could see the argument for running it at 2, because this list is really tight, as we'll go through.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are a few notable omissions from this deck, and I'll get through that as we go. So next part of the Bond package is our Bond Tamer, Matashita. If you're familiar with the Bond Tamer, you probably know what it does. But for people who don't know, when you promote a Gabumon from your breeding area, which we already went through all those, you gain a memory and draw a card. So if you get multiples of this, like you can gain 2, like if you have 3, it's like gain 3 memory, draw 3 cards. Like these stack really well, they're really awesome. Its other effect lets you warp a Gabumon into your bond by trashing 2 security cards, and that's like one of the main win cons of this deck, right? So more or less this is just like an enabler card. Also it does help you with draws and memories for the turns you want to pop off.
Very good.
Alright, so the big boss monster of the deck is our Gabumon Bond of Friendship. For the people who've seen this deck, because this deck was quite popular in BT6, you probably know all about this card. For the people who don't, it's a 14k. When it attacks, it unsuspends itself. If you have that other Gabumon as well, it unsuspends itself again. Its other effect is you bottom deck a level 5 or lower. So this thing can just completely wreck some boards. Like you just bottom deck level 5s. Also, what you want to do is play it with this other new card from EX2, which is Plug-in. So offensive play plug-in, it is a red card, but you only need a tamer to ignore its color requirements. So this thing can be doing 2 checks every hit. So like I said, if you have that Gabumon underneath and this, you can wipe someone from 4 security in 1 turn. Really good. That's pretty much the main combo of the deck. I will say you are a little bit at the mercy of people's security, but that's more or less the main win condition of the deck, you could say.
Yeah, that's quite a scary play.
Yeah,
you can just swing at any time.
So that's pretty much like half the deck. The other half the deck is like a blue hybrid list. So first thing I'll go through, we've got 4 Kumamon and 3 Korikakumon. Now I'd love to run this at 8, but I've just had to find space for those Leomons because I think they're really good. They're just hybrids, like Korikakumon stun stuff, this one like strip stuff. They're mainly there to do chip damage, draw extra cards, and like go for lethal.
Yep.
The next one is Beowulfmon. Now, most blue hybrid lists will run this at an automatic 4 of. I've had to run a 2 of. Don't get me wrong, it's a really good card, and some people might feel like you want the safety blanket of 4, like I definitely do, but you really only need 2 of them in this deck. Like, your win con is mainly the bond and not your hybrids, so you only need 2 of these. This is just, so for people who don't know, when you digivolve this on a hybrid that has a tamer underneath, which most of your hybrids will do, it digivolves for 1, so you get a quick draw out of that. Then you swing and you bounce your hybrid back to your hand. So it kind of recycles your hybrids for extra swings later. Alright, now getting into the tamers, we got 2 Tomihime. Another one that in blue hybrid is probably an automatic 4 of, but like just for deck space, we've only got 2. So his thing is on play. Strip 3 Digi-Evolution sources. Also, if you digivolve a Korikakumon on there, you can stun something that doesn't have sources. And also, it's inheritable is when you swing with a hybrid on top of him, you stun something without sources. So this is just there to like strip annoying inheritables, whether they be draw engines, annoying eggs, blockers on Blackwall Greymon, things of that nature. Also, it's there to just stun things while you're digging for your combo pieces to win the game. Next tamer is 2 Sora and Joe. Good tamer, really punishes the D-Reaper matchup because they have like a lot of bodies that don't have Digi-Evolution sources. It also suspends strip sources as well. It's a good tamer. I'd like to run it at 3, but I just don't have the space for it at the moment. Next tamer is 3 Davis. I'm sure most people are familiar with Davis. Really good memory tamer. If you have 1 or 2, go to 3. But his on play is reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a blue Digimon. So this can be really handy, like if you're missing a Bond or a Gabumon, it helps you just find your pieces. Plus it's a memory setter as well. Now this card, in all honesty, you should probably change this card. I'm only running it because I really like the alt art. But it's on play is you get to play one of those Leomons for free, and when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you can suspend it to draw 1. But in all honesty, I'm probably going to change, when I go to the regionals next week, I'm probably going to change this to another Sora and Joe, or maybe another Hammer Spark or another Rattlestar, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You'd play it in like pure Leomon.
I just like honestly, I was just wanted to flex the alt art for like a day or 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
So going on to the last cards, the option cards. Got 2 Rattlestars.
Good card.
Really good card. Amazing in the D-Reaper matchup. Amazing like in the Imperial Digimon matchup. It's just like a really good removal card for this meta. Honestly, if I could find the space to run it at 3, I'm very highly considering cutting this to do a 3rd one of this, just because of how like how necessary it is in some matchups.
Yeah.
Really good. If you're not familiar with the card, it's a return a level 5 or lower to your opponent's hand, but its other effect is if your opponent has 3 or more Digimon on field, which D-Reaper normally does, it's just bottom deck one of their cards, which is really powerful. Next to is Howling Memory Boost. So what Howling Memory Boost does is it strips 2 Digi-Evolution sources and then stuns something with no sources, so just more stun, and also has that delay effect where you can gain 2 memory, kind of like your searching memory boosts that you've seen before. And then the last one, 2 Hammer Sparks. Gaining memory is good. I don't know what else to say about that. It's good. I'd like to run 3. Like maybe if you don't like the Jerry and you don't want the extra Rattle Star, maybe you could cut that spot for the 3rd one. And then last card, I think every blue deck needs the Ice Wall.
You gotta play.
It's automatic. Most blue decks are 49 deck cards because you always have to play a 1 Ice Wall.
Yep.
Just really broken card.
All right, matchups real quick.
So my first matchup was against a yellow-red Gabubond deck. And I won that 2-0. Honestly, like that deck's just like probably not very meta relevant, and I kind of just rolled over it. Like not really much to say about that. My second matchup, though, very meta relevant, was an Imperial Digimon deck. First game, I just saw my pieces way before he did, and just he did his big combo turn, couldn't kill me, and then I did my combo turn with Bond and killed him. So that's pretty much how that went. And then the second game, he bricked a little bit, and I was able to just punish him, and like he just couldn't get any board presence. My third matchup was actually against the guy holding the camera, which was D-Reaper. I won 2-1. I would say the first game I got pretty hard rolled by the D-Reaper. It drew really well and I couldn't really do much about it. Second game was pretty close, but I managed to squeeze it out. And then third game, like Loz probably should have won, but he had one really unlucky check at the end of my security. I ended up stealing that.
The Rattle Star, baby.
I would say the D-Reaper matchup is actually pretty tough. That's why the Rattle Stars are super important. And then my last matchup was against a security control. Obviously, if you've ever had the fun of playing against security control, that's always pretty tough. You have to really manage your resources, really try and build up a lot of tamers, and try and swing them all in one turn. And try not to leave yourself too susceptible or go into Bond too early for that. I ended up winning that 2-0. Actually, I ended up getting a little bit lucky in my second game with some of my security checks as well.
Well, hell yeah. Big thank for the deck profile. Hope you top again.
Yeah,
we'll see you that next profile next time. See ya.